believe someone else could have killed the victim. Indicate where. I'm gonna do it here. There is no other way, in my opinion. And present.
Take that!
Defense believes that the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here. And answer to the second question. Assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time? Here only.
Take that!
Defense believes the victim would have been in this position here.
Objection.
What your answers in fact show is that your own position is as absurd as those you have indicated on the plan. What are you saying? What Lord Van Zieks is saying as counsel is that your answers are clearly flawed. Wait, how? I knew it. It's twice as many chances to be wrong. Oh, wait. Maybe I pressed it in like a wrong direction. Probably, right? Maybe. I'll press the thing over here then.
Take that!
And I will put the thing over here.
Take that!
Is that it? Okay, that was it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That was I was correct. I just thought like, oh, you won, like, cause it's on the, like, thing was on the door, so it was like next. So I put it like next to the door. Oh my god, I hate this. The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom. Continue. Mr. Windybag died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear that the body was moved after death, which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired? So you're adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom? Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony, I pulled my gun on him and then he legged it through the door into the back room. If Mr. Windybag ran away through that door, we have to assume that the door was open at the time. It was at precisely that moment when the victim was fleeing for his life that these brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom. Wait. Oh, okay, that also could be. Maybe I'm thinking. I still think that pocket on the thing is really vital. Because I don't know, I don't get it. Or maybe Gina might have locked the door because she was afraid, but then why was she collapsed? Oh my god, I don't get it. Okay, I get it now why they asked me to do it like outside. Okay, got it. They had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom. No! God, come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial? Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, his report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Oh, it could, yeah, that too. Poor man, shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety. Of course, he would have been leaning forward as he was running away. So even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body on an upward trajectory. The culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Windybag.
Objection!
I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the room. Do you also claim his corpse is dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock? Gina. But what if someone else locked the door? This would have cleared so much things if we talked to Gina and Gina would tell us. Oh my god. Yes, there is someone else who could have locked the storeroom door. Is that so? Wait, why do I even need to point out it's Gina? Very well then. Counsel, present your hypothesis to the court. In the scenario just described, the defense's assertion is that the victim was shot from outside the storeroom. In which case, who shut and locked the storeroom door from the inside? Gina.
Take that!
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Objection!
That's absurd! You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room? For what possible reason? Such action would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck. But there was a gunman. She thought if I close the door, maybe she won't get shot, and maybe Windy Bank wouldn't get shot more. I'm inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel? And maybe she took the gun for like safety. Ah, yes, that's a tricky one, that isn't it? Half-baked notions have no place in my courtroom, counsel. Remember that, please. But of course, Ginny would have locked the door. It almost goes without saying, doesn't it? It does? Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they? Oh yes, obviously. Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Windybank were in the storeroom together. Oh, but the thing is, they did... Wait, what about this gun? Science said a single round was fired, so... I don't think the Skulkin brothers shot Mr. Windybank. Because they shot Sholmes and only a single round was fired. So either they did not shoot Sholmes or they did not shoot Mr. Windybank. I think they shot Sholmes definitely, but I don't think they killed Mr. Windybank. Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Windybank were in the storeroom together. Now I don't know what went on between them at that time, but at some point, Mr. Windybank must have heard the intruders breaking into his shop and left the storeroom. Intruders, eh? That's us, bruv. If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom. Yes, it would. Then, probably only moments later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Windybank fell to the floor where he was just inside the storeroom. And what we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment? I see where you're going with this. Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Windybank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it, in order to save her own life. But I mean, we ain't the ones who done it. We ain't, Gov, we ain't. You've gotta believe us. I mean, come on. We never shoot no one. You just shot Sholmes. That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would. Because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes. There is only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, your brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Windybank's murder. I don't think it's them. Where does this leave us? You mean to say it wasn't the pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker after all? I should have known it was those three brothers. They look as shady as the dense forest. That was amazing, Bruno. All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now. I know, first time ever, and probably the last. Well, I think you've done it. Surely they have to give a verdict of not. He's gonna tell everyone about the gun. An admirable effort, my learned friend. What's this now? He is laughing? You find this situation amusing, Lord Van Zeeks? I myself find the defense's argument most persuasive. He's gonna talk about the gun. I dare say, such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation. But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pettifoggery. Pettifoggery here. Man, what words are these? What? The hypotheses you put forward, so ostensibly credible, cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw. The gun. A fatal flaw? Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing? I say, Lord Van Zeeks, might be an idea to explain this bally conjuring trick or whatever it is to the troops on the ground, The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets. Yeah. By George, count bullets? Oh dear. He noticed then. What's everyone talking about? Renosuke, don't be so dumb! Counsel. Yes, sir. Tell the court, how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime? Two. 2 bullets. Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, on his arrival at the scene. Indeed. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appears to have passed through his body to strike the calendar. Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Windybank, and the Skulkin brothers' revolver. Evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun. Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each. Now then, my learned friend, you yourself told the court only moments ago that these 2 brothers shot Mr. Sherlock Holmes right before your eyes. Yes, I did. Oh my goodness, I think you'll find that if the single bullet that was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means Windybank not shot by same gun. Stop, only 1 bullet, stop. Yes, exactly, unless it's another gun. Yes, this Nipponi street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny. Ah! Oh god. Ay. Order! Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery. Lord Van Zeeks! But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can regrettably no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct. Wait, really? The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in this print, which depicts her threatening the victim with a murder weapon. I think we're going to do another summation. And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present. That disc! I'll be taking that whatever it is of McGill did down to the yard. Thank you very much. No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is, mine. I'm sorry, miss. But anything belonging to McGill has to be taken in as evidence now. Yes, that music box disc. McGill's music box disc. The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Windybank, the accused attempted to make off with this article which clearly doesn't belong to her. And with none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence. Good gracious. Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths to which this girl would not stoop if pushed, no crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact at its peril. Okay, I guess we're going to do another summation. I see. I think it would be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, counsel, as a grim testament to the defendants. Lord Van Zeeks, I am... Inspector Drexen, what? Yes, Inspector? We had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service and, I think it was agreed that this wouldn't be used as evidence. What's this all about? Why is the Inspector acting strangely? That's the first time he said anything to Van Zeeks at all. I am unaware of any such meeting. But those were the instructions right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent. Inspector, I am the prosecutor and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you. Damn. The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord. Indeed. Bailiff! Metal disc used to play music. On the reverse side is a note that reads for McGill did. The prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and baseness of character. There's nothing more to add. Wait, can I check the disk? I feel like we've already... Oh! We should do the thing. Oh, Juno, look! This is blood! Yes, you're right. Just a small smear, but definitely blood. Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed that before. Haha, then it's my time to shine again. I thought I'd be waiting forever. Alright, hold still with the disc, Bruno. Can we get this done quickly, Iris? In a flash. Green! There is a green! There's a green! There's a green! Oh, a lovely bright shade again. Wait! Wait, I got it, I think I got it. Wait, that color. What is it? It's just that green, It's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? The blood samples portfolio has been updated in the court record. Bro, wait, I think I got it. Wait, let me check 1 minute. It's Egbert Benedict, 100%, because Egbert Benedict had done like cut his finger on that disc when they were fighting it over with Gina, and I think Mr. Windybank, I think Mr. Windybank tried to shoot him and I think he got hurt. That's why there's green blood over it. Okay, let's check the disc again. This will be the same thing with McGill did, right? McGill did. That's the man you defended in court a couple of months ago, isn't it, Bruno? Yes, or rather mistakenly defended. I wonder what his name is doing on the back of the disc. That's a question I'd love to know the answer to myself. There is nothing more to add. Oh, there is. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case. Oh, there is something. I don't believe it. I had the jury on my side for once, for all of 5 minutes. Oh dear, it wasn't even for 5 minutes, Bruno. My lord! Wonder if I might say something at this point. Yeah, you're gonna be all like, I have to do guilty, and then I have to find the... now I have to press you guys because you all are dumbasses. Proceed, Mr. Foreman. Been stumbling about in a bit of a fog up to now, if truth be told, but all of a sudden... The answer is body obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it. Oh no. Very well, the court will hear from the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, you will present your leanings as to the defendant's culpability.
Guilty.
Oh god.
Guilty.
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 No, there was somebody else in that crime scene, and that's Egbert Benedict. We have a consensus among the jury, it seems. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. That's my line. I wrote that for Hurley. How dare he use it against us? Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet. There's still more to this case than we realize. There must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windybank. That's beyond any doubt. Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready? Gary Debb's squadron is primed and ready for action, sir. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendant to be guilty. Oh, brother. Judicial findings. The jurors' contentions. Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed to us law-abiding citizens. You have a wife who also did something. As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted. I feel like there's more bullets. You don't need a stereoscope to see this truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket. I never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief. Oh my god, he's still thinking about his operation. Accused attempted a theft on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead. I can feel that. I am ballistics expert. I have seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know about guns. We'll have to ask you for information then. Whatever your name was, Bolshevik or something. It would seem there's little remaining room for doubt. I have to admit, I was rather bowled over by the argument put forward by the chap in black. But when that fell apart like a house of cards, I saw that I'd jolly well been hoodwinked. Well, no more! The whole courtroom is turning against me. It's not fair! Iris, that prosecutor's being mean. Just because Ginny's done something she shouldn't have done in the past, that doesn't make her a murderer. People always expect a perfect victim. That's what I've seen in every case. Just because a person has done some wrong things doesn't mean they always are the ones who are doing the wrong things. Allow me to savor this fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of a fruitless debate on the matter. Here's to the truth coming out eventually. That's enough preamble. Counsel, proceed with the summation examination. You've got this, Renosuke. Yes, my lord. Okay, let's go. Jury examination. The defense's rebuttal. Once a rogue, always a rogue. I say different breed to us law-abiding citizens.
Hold it!
Just because Miss Lestrade has a history of pickpocketing, she must be guilty of murder. Is that what you're saying? Ah, well... Are all members of the British Army so quick to judge? I beg your pardon? Are you mocking Her Majesty's Armed Forces, the greatest military organization in the world? No, I'm simply illustrating my point. Oh my god, Renosuke is very calm for this. Making assumptions about people because they're a soldier or a pickpocket is wrong and dangerous. Bro, Renosuke, you cooked, bro. You cooked so hard. This always has been saying. I've always heard that saying as well. Just because you like go party and all doesn't mean you're a bad person, and just because you go to a church doesn't mean you're a good person. This I go by the thing. It's not just a church. I mean any other establishment, but I'm like what you call. I have more family members who are in a church. That's why I said the word church. Okay, why am I over-explaining this? Huh. Well, yes, might have a point there, I suppose. Let's not forget the girl had already shown she had it in her from before. She's clearly a criminal, so through and through, can't deny it. When you say that she's shown she had it in her, are you referring to this? Exactly. Tried to swipe that only a day earlier, Or am I mistaken? Not exactly. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that. I've never actually seen the real thing. I can't wait to have a closer look at it. Oh yes, of course. Mr. Sholmes did use his caramel bars to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? And then ordered every type of music box he could find from across Europe. We still don't know what tune it plays though, do we? But I'd love to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy. McGildett's disc. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine it in more detail. We did it. It's Edward Benedict. 100%. I've been saying it before we even got this, bro. It was too obvious. I think I knew it was him the moment I saw him in that pawn shop. As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted. I feel like there's more. It's the number of bullets that has you convinced. Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asked me how many I invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings. Well, that's logical, I suppose. Although, yes, sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like the fine china. Does your employer dine with thieves? So I suppose, if there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware, I'll have to reconsider my position. A 3rd bullet somewhere on the scene? Could that be possible? Oh, are they talking about the one on the calendar? I can prove it. Allow me to show you then the 3rd bullet. Wait, is it this?
Take that!
Okay, it's not this. I don't suppose this would pass as the 3rd bullet. It passes for a bullet as much as you pass for a lawyer, my learned friend. Coming from you, I'm gonna take that as meaning not much. In no way does it resemble a bullet, if that helps the understanding of my last remark. Ah! Counsel, at the very least, I would expect the evidence you present to be of the correct form. Wait, it's been a long day. Let's actually try to find this third bullet before we attempt that again, Bruno. You don't need a stethoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket. Express you. So if I've understood correctly, you need two pictures, a left eye one and a slightly different right eye one. Exactly, then you can see the scene in 3 dimensions. Like this. So if you have 2 bullets, I don't suppose you can see anything useful with them. I think you'll find that no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation always looks the same here. The only person who could have shot the victim is that girl in the dock. How can you be so sure of that? Think about it. The Skulkin brothers shot the great detective, didn't they? Yes, that's been mentioned once or twice. Well then, surely it's coming into focus now, isn't it? This is a waste of time. I'm not gonna change this man's mind anytime soon. Okay. Never imagine a simple operation would cause such grief. Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here. Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say that it has nothing to do with this trial, to be honest. Huh? I mean, there's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet has simply vanished from his stomach. Huh? It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? Huh? I almost don't want to ask, but the surgery you've been muttering about all this time, you were operating on, Sholmes! What was that fellow's name now? Hurlick? No, Herlock. No, Hairlock. Herlock Sholmes, by any chance? Yes, good lord! It was that Hairlock fellow. What? You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes? That's right, using the very latest anesthesia techniques. I might add, it was a fairly major operation, I can tell you. This is crazy. Let me see, the fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They said he'd been shot by some criminal or other, so I opened him up like a shot. But the funny thing is, I went over his inside with a fine-toothed comb and couldn't find the bullet anywhere. So I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands and just stitch the fellow back up. I hate to state the obvious, but... Yes? Surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting. The counsel for defense is correct. As is clearly shown in this photographic print, the bullet that the Skulkin brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region, then exited the body and lodged into the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door. It was okay, this was already mentioned. I thought it was not mentioned yet. I think you'll find it really quite simple if you just consider the problem 3-dimensionally. Who do you think I am, son? Well, juror number 4 is about the best I can do. As soon as I saw the wound to the man's stomach, I flipped him over. Like a pancake? Are you saying that you checked his back? Of course I did. And there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign that the bullet had left the body at all. Oh, what? That's the point. The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards, which is exactly why I set about slicing him up. And I'm still none the wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can somebody please explain how it happened? Can somebody please solve this mystery? It's almost as much of a mystery as how this jury was put together. The mystery of whether it would end up infuriating. Where's an expert when you need one? Mr. Sholmes' surgeon is on the jury? I've experienced some coincidences recently, but this is ridiculous. I'm as surprised as anyone. But there's no question that Mr. Sholmes was shot. Well, that's what the police told me when they brought him in. How bad were his injuries, doctor? He was in a bad way. He lost a huge amount of blood, you know. And I suspect he was shot at quite close range too, because his skin was badly burnt around the point of entry. Burnt? As I said, I flipped the fellow over and examined his back, but there was no sign of an exit wound, which is why I thought I'd better locate the lug and pop it out. And yet you say you found no bullet inside the patient? Well, I wouldn't have done, would I? Because it's in the wall of the pawnbroker's. It's not. But how did it get there? I need someone to solve the mystery before it drives me to insanity. That bullet is not the bullet which shot Holmes. If only there was some expert in ballistics who could help, even if he looked extremely untrustworthy. We have one there. So we have a disappearing bullet on our hands. Accused attempted a theft on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead.
Hold it!
What do you mean you're in for a busy day? Forgot to say, stop. Do excuse me, stop. I'm a communications officer, stop. A communications officer? Does that have something to do with sending telegrams? Everything from personal messages written by members of the public to the latest news in the capital. I convert all the messages into Morse code and tap it out to the entire world electronically. To the entire world? Thousands of miles of cable under the sea. Stop worldwide communication network. Stop. Information transmitted to and from all corners of the globe. Stop. Ah yes, she was getting equally worked up about radio waves or the like before, wasn't she? I specialize in communicating information from government departments and newspaper offices. I see. I'm sure I shall have to wire the newspaper reports of today's guilty verdict later. So no sleep for me tonight, I imagine. Let's just finish the trial first, shall we? Let's talk to this guy. I am ballistic expert. I have seen so many shootings. There's nothing I do not know about guns. I thought you were just a tourist. Oh god, he's gonna say the same thing. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. There's no way he's just a visiting tourist. So you're ballistics experts. Who knew? I have much experience with guns. Ah, I have lived through many, how do you say? Extreme, violent, bath of, no, blood of, extreme violent blood baths, perhaps? Those extreme violent blood baths. English is very difficult tongue. Considering the sort of people you associate with, I am surprised you still have a tongue. Anyway, if you have questions about bullets and guns, you ask me. There is nothing I do not know, no mystery I cannot solve. He is very confident in his knowledge of guns, that's for sure. But if possible, please, only in Russian language. He is not very confident in his knowledge of English though, is he? No, still you should bear it in mind. He is our man if there's a mystery about guns or bullets. We know who to pit against each other. Van Zeeks has managed to convince everyone. When you have eliminated impossible, he said, but he hasn't. If you're going to fight back, we need more material. And we have to fight back. We have to turn this trial around again. Okay, we know who to pit who against each other. Wait. This.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other. Oh, a ballistics expert. Pitting. P-I-T-T. On the night in question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Juror number 6. Hello, my name is Villain. Pleased to meet you. There is apparent contradiction in the facts that is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? I have seen very similar situation in Motherland. It was night, there was blizzard. I was running away along mountain road in freezing cold. Golly! The snow was piling high on both sides of the road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles and they were on dog sleds. Mental note, don't ask too many questions. I was shot from behind and I fell down in snow. And this situation was very similar to what I hear today from doctor. They could not find bullet in my body. And no sign of, how do you say, exit wound. Then where did the bullet go? Bullet never hit me. Well, if it never hit you, why did you fall down? Bullet hit frozen wall of ice, were very close to my side. What? One small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice and pierced my body. It made deep wound that looks just like bullet wound. Good gracious! Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside me. And that solution is mystery of disappearing bullet. So it grazed you, basically. But that doesn't answer the question at all. The shooting happened in Bond Broker's shop. Not some snowy mountain road in another country. Just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here. Bruno, where exactly was Hurley shot again? Well, according to the report, in his stomach. Sort of around this area, I think. Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt. Oh, is it in the pouch? A pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that. Yes, a pouch! It's where he keeps 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his investigations. What? Really? Doctor, where is the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing? Well, the fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember. If I may, Lord Van Zeeks. While I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination, I should inform the defense that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom. Sorry? Please give that as evidence. As I understand it, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound. Ah! Thank goodness! I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment. Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Very well, while extremely unconventional during a summation examination, I must demand the prosecution present the item in question with all speed. Bring forth Mr. Herlock Sholmes' pouch. I see. So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Herlock Sholmes on the night in question, is it? Look at that! One of the fields is broken and the leather around is scorched black. It's almost as if the field exploded. Exploded? So that night, the bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch. And it was the glass field exploding that caused the fellow's injury. Oh! This bullet did not penetrate victim but was deflected into wall of shop. So during that time when Sholmes had got shot, that means Benedict was behind me. A delightfully complex aroma. Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least. Though it has no bearing on the truth of this case. The bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective and the accused shot the pawnbroker. Wait, did I get the evidence? No, I did not get the evidence. The pertinent facts of the case remain unaltered. Ugh! But at least the mystery is solved. I can sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man. Thank you very much. Glad I could help. Due to its bearing on the conundrum just solved, the court will sequester the scruffy pouch as evidence. Hurley's pouch isn't scruffy. The pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing around his waist at the time of shooting. One of the glass fields is smashed and there are scorch marks around it. Now the summation examination. Let us check. What is this? These glass fields are full of Hurley's homemade potions. Homemade? Yes, like fingerprint powder to show up where people have touched things, and scent amplifying solution to intensify a smell lingering on an object. That's amazing. They're all very easy to use. There's just one thing that you have to be careful of. They're all very flammable. Mr. Sholmes is a walking bomb. Either he's passionate about finding out the truth or just oblivious to the dangers. Oh look, there's a hole here at the back. It doesn't look much like a bullet hole, but clearly something ripped through the leather with great force. Something must have pierced it somehow to have left this hole behind. It looks that way. Mr. Sholmes and his pouch both took a beating, didn't they? This field has been smashed to pieces. Presumably, this is where the bullet struck. As soon as the bullet hit the chemical in that field, there would have been a really big explosion. A big explosion? Well, Hurley's potions chemicals are amazingly useful for the investigation work he does. But they're also quite tricky to handle, safely at least. They're very dangerous. Oh, I'm sure that when this field broke, the chemical inside would have ignited. Note to self, always walk on the right-hand side of Sholmes in future. The left is the danger zone. It's really scorched badly just here. Oh, the strap is broken, look. This must be where the bullet hit then. Let me see. Is there a bullet? Is that a bullet? Is that a bullet? Yes, that's a bullet. There were 3 bullets. What? What the? Iris, look! Behind where the broken field was. Do you see it? Ah! That's the Skulkin brothers' bullet. What a stroke of luck that it hit his pouch. This is an amazing discovery. What this means is, there were 3 bullets fired at Windy Banks that night. We found exactly what that juror was talking about. The 3rd bullet. It's time to press that juror again, I think. Let's go. We got it.
Gentlemen, we got him.
It would appear the defense is somewhat struggling to alter opinion, Please, my lord. A little more time. After all, that's a new piece of evidence. It could be a valuable clue, and you can't afford to overlook anything here, Runosuke. There's still a way to turn this around somehow. I'm sure of it. Let's go to this lady. Oh wait, sorry.
Hold it!
It's the number of bullets that has you convinced. Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asked me how many are invited for dinner, I always tended to count the table settings. Well, we read this part now. So I suppose, if there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware, I'll have to reconsider my position. 3rd bullet somewhere on the scene, could that be possible? I can prove it. Allow me to show you then the 3rd bullet. So then, here it is. We discovered it just now. Yes, on the night in question, Windy Banks pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired. What is this new trickery, you Nipponese conjurer? Where did you find that bullet? It was lodged inside Mr. Shom's pouch. What? This pouch was removed from around Mr. Shom's face before he was taken to hospital, and since then it has been touched by no one. Do you mean to say the shot fired by the Skulkin brothers that night? Yes, as your lordship has surmised, it hit this pouch. But that makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Shom's. It's clearly visible in the photographic print. Ah! 2 guns from the scene have already been submitted into the court record as evidence. Yes, that of Mr. Windybank and that belonging to the Skulkin brothers. An examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each. Ah! But that must mean... That's right. We now know that on the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the crime scenes, and until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment. Bro got shot as well. Also, he always holds his shoulder. Is this like another Von Karma situation? Order, order, order! While this summation examination remains incomplete, the court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which the case against the defendant has been built. As is my prerogative in this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination. By Jupiter! What? Bailiff, bring the witnesses back to the stand at once. Let's go! Witnesses, Governor, were you listening to proceedings while the defense carried out the summation examination? We was, Governor, we was. Perhaps we can dispense with the tedious preamble, simply answer this one question. A 3rd bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that? Make of it, Gov? I don't make nothing of it. Nothing if I can help it. Is it one of yours? God blimey. Oh, Gov, God blimey. Not a chance. In that case, did you not have an accomplice? What? What? Never. The Skulkin brothers always work alone. Just the 2 of us, that's our trademark. How soon we forget poor Sulky. Only 2 of the bullets from the crime scene originated from the firearms we have in evidence. The 3rd bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it? Lummy, that's an head scratcher. Counsel for defense? Yes. I should like to hear your thoughts regarding these new developments. The third bullet and the mysterious missing firearm, from whence it came. Thinking back over all the testimony we've heard and all the evidence we've seen, I think I'm starting to form a picture. A picture of what really happened that night. My lord, I think it's clear what this third bullet tells us about the Skulkin brothers. It's either the first one or the third one. I think it's the first one. Because they did mention like, oh, he will, like he said like who is this he person? It has to be Edgar Benedict. So I think it's a secret accomplice. They mentioned someone else. On that night at Windy Bank's pawnbrokery, the brothers must have been working with a third man. The witnesses are clearly doing their best to cover up the existence of this accomplice. But the evidence all points to the fact that there was someone else present, someone carrying a gun. Edgar Benedict!
Objection!
I can prove it to you even right now. An accomplice, you say? Pigs will. These protracted proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 summation examinations, yet in all the time there has been not a murmur of a third man, if this apparently wraith-like being exists. The court must be shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed. The prosecution demands answers on 2 accounts. Firstly, proof, evidence that this accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. And secondly, the identity of this spurious character. The Skulkins are lying, I know that. But how can I ascertain the identity of the person they're hiding? Well, counsel, I'm supposed to prove the existence of this accomplice and reveal the person's identity even. In response to the prosecution demands, my lord, the defense is, I think, ready to present answers. I think we're ready. Ready to present answers. But the thing is, the defense is ready. Wait. I'm gonna check something. I believe I can provide all the answers the prosecution demands, but thing is, I'm a little confused. Should I present this? The smear of blood turned green when analyzed. And we talk about this as well. Or should I show the blood sample? That's I'm a bit confused. I believe I can provide all the answers the prosecution demands. So, my Nipponese friend, despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. This promises to be interesting. I have to push forward now, there is no other option. I need to use every single piece of evidence available to me if it will make a difference. In that case, counsel, I would ask to present evidence without delay. On the night in question, in the moments leading up to the death of the victim, what proof have you that there was a third intruder present at the scene? I think it's this.
Take that!
Yes, the evidence is right here in this portfolio. By Jove, that portfolio again, is it? Do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific. You claim one of these blood samples proves the presence of this third intruder. Well, which one is it? This one.
Take that!
What am I looking at here? There appears to be some green paint on or such like around the bullet hole in the middle of the calendar. That's a blood stain, my lord. A blood stain? Green blood? Curious even for you. Is the court to understand that the intruder was some unhuman creature? It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes. By the great detective! New invention, stop. Not yet appeared in stories, stop. It's this, you see. It doesn't have a name yet though. This fogger sprays a chemical that reacts with the different elements in people's blood to change its color. Different elements of people's blood? Yes, everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is. Ooh, that brings a whole extra dimension to looking at blood. The talk of blood in courtroom, stop. Very exciting, stop. As an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Windybank. Ah, a striking blue. Yes, so you see the green color of this bloodstain on the calendar shows that somebody else was shot in the main part of the shop. Now hold fire there, young man. Could it be from some unrelated incident, couldn't it? No, it's not unrelated. The date showing on the calendar is the date on which Mr. Windybank was killed. By golly! Therefore, we can assume that whoever was shot on the same day. Then whose blood is it? Well, the Skulkin brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries. Which means it must be the blood of somebody else, the third intruder in fact.
Objection!
Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear. You can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is this alleged third intruder? Eggert Benedict.
Take that!
The man's name is Eggert Benedict. Eggert Benedict? Who on earth are you talking about, Counsel? He paid a visit to Windybank's pawnbrokery on the afternoon before the incident took place, when the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article into her possession. That's right. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Eggert Benedict, then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force. Broker. Yes, sir? I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you on. Yes, the article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel. And needless to say, Mr. Dancer, any music box disc too. Inspector Gregson was there at the time and can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc. Can you corroborate this account, Inspector? Yes, my lord. That's more or less what happened. And in the interest of being thorough, I asked Windybank for a print showing the fellow. Taken from one of his red-handed recorder incumbencies. Yes, that's him talking to Mr. Windybank that morning. And you claim this man is the brother's accomplice? Well, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin? Never seen the geezer before in my life. On me gov, on me life, never seen him. Well, somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears that witnesses disagree with the assertion. I'm sure your lordship recalls my learned Nipponese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice. Yes, and I can. Then shows the evidence. I agree, we must see proof that a clean-cut gentleman in the photograph is the filthy criminal you say he is. It's the disc, let's go! Thank you for cutting your fingers on that disc, Eggert Benedict. This is the last piece of evidence. I have had a feeling that something has been missing in this trial from the very start. But now I'm going to drag it kicking and screaming into the courtroom. Are you ready to present your answer to the court then, counsel? Yes, my lord. The defense will present the evidence now. Proof that the man pictured in this photographic print was in fact the person struck by the third bullet. And...
Take that!
As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted, deceitfully, admittedly, to reclaim this disc from Windybanks, which is when the aforementioned Eggert Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no? That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. It was following this that a minor incident occurred. But of course, sir, here's the disc for you. Very well. And I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute. The disc is mine. What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal. Being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions over its surface. Those protrusions cause Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed, and the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now. Goodness, a blood stain, is it? My assistant and I have just analyzed the blood stain here in this very courtroom. Using my trusty fogger gun. Yes, and we added the results to this portfolio. I say, it's green. It's exactly the same color as the blood around the calendar. The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Edgar Benedict, who was in Windybanks earlier in the day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that same night. Look at those two brothers now, they're sweating buckets. Oi, who are you talking about? It's boiling in here. My lord, it is the opinion of the defense that Mr. Edgar Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. It would certainly seem that we can ill afford to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence.
Objection!
This has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Sherlock Holmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes, a god of detection or some such. And now you employ chemical substances devised by this fantastical persona in the highest court in the land? Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. The bloodstain turned a shade of green. What of it? Here's to you successfully proving that no other blood in the world would turn the same color. Ah, well... And pray do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes' word for it. I mean, I was thinking about it. Is he right? Is Mr. Sholmes' concoction a load of rubbish? I don't know. I mean, he is a great detective. What are you talking about? We can't even get away with this. I knew it would come to this. Of course, Mr. Sholmes' invention isn't going to be recognized by an official body. But what other choice do I have? I'm just remembering what Father Christmas over there said before. About how he was temporarily suspending the summation examination. In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it? Good grief, what did you just say, young girl? And in a summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it? Wow, Iris, let's go! The way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people think of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now. Yes, she's right. Young lady, you have quite the devious mind. Devious. It really just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Runo. Is that about right, would you say, or did I misunderstand something? Van Zieks, you got cooked by a 10-year-old. Unbelievable. Mr. Sholmes' partner is a force to be reckoned with. Iris Wilson, sharpshooter. After the short persist of the situation from an entirely unexpected source, it must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion. This is absurd. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for your final leanings in this matter. As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I am sure you will come to fair and just conclusions. Except for Bolshevik. So then, state your final decisions in turn, please.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty!
Not guilty.
Let's go, Bolshevik, thank you. Whew. 2 call guilty and 4 call not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination.
Objection.
My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision. On what grounds? If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, then they're too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt. I'm sorry, Lord Van Zieks, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. This trial will continue. I Bye, Ben6. Bye-bye. Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. Defense has very reasonable requested the subpoena of a new witness. But sadly, I fear that will be impossible. What? The name the gentleman gave for himself, Edward Benedict, is quite clearly false. I don't believe... Why are you not believing? Who will name their child Edward Benedict? Just when I managed to prove the man was dead that night. Could I say something? Who was that, please? Who spoke? It was me, my lord. Juror number 5. What have you to say? If possible, Inspector. Eh? Me? Ma'am? I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again, the one in which the gentleman is shown. Ah, right, yes, this one you mean, of Mr. Benedict. Yes, there's no doubt in my mind. Juror number 5, you don't mean to say you know this man? Yes, I know him. What? No. Good gracious. Ooh. Order, order, order. Juror number 5, how on earth? I'm a communications officer. Stop. As you can clearly see, the gentleman in the photograph is stop. Also a communications officer. Stop. He works in my office. Stop. Oh, do you have a crush on him or something? A very talented operator, in fact. Stop. He should be in the communication station now. Stop. Tapping away on the telegraph. Stop. This doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right. I suppose we all imagined the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out that he has a respectable job by day when whatever he gets up to at night. Yes, I suppose that's it. I suppose that's why I felt something was wrong. If the gentleman is at London's communication station, we should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Van Seeks, if you please. Yes, my lord. Make the necessary arrangements with all haste. As your lordship bids. The court will recess for 1 hour. The new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson? Yes, my lord. I should like to hear from you specifically about events at the pawnbrokery on the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess. Yes, sir, my lord. Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m. I think it'll be to be continued. I think we're done for now. Holy moly. Holy moly. Hold it, that's the end of the video. See you next time.